KMR. We're going to talk some rotary. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm in Mazda Tricks, and they happen to have a brand new, from the factory, from Mazda Japan, a brand new FD3S Mazda RX7 block. And these have become a rare commodity, and I figured I would take a moment, talk a little bit about these engines, and the fact that they're not really available anymore, but there are some inventory, or there is some inventory left in the US. Mazda Tricks has a couple. I think there's a few other shops that actually have a few of these brand new blocks left. But I think very quickly, we're no longer going to see these brand new RX7 blocks available, at least in the United States. And depending on where you are in the world, I think the availability is going to be a little bit more limited. And there's a couple factors that came into play, but for the time being, I think it's again going to be a lot more price effective and efficient to build from an old block, build from new parts inventory, or a combination of. But for a few years, we were able to get these brand new FD motors with a core exchange, so you had to give up your old core. And it was fairly reasonably priced, landing roughly in the $7,000–8,000 range. Unfortunately, though, somewhere in 2023 and leading into 2024, I know shops got caught out, some customers. Mazda Tricks didn't. Like I said, we've got some of these in stock right now. But people that weren't expecting a change to happen got a big surprise, because Mazda Japan doubled their price for this particular block. And that means it went from a reasonable roughly $7,000 to $8,000 United States currency range to roughly $14,000 for a brand new FD3S block. And at that point, it's more cost effective to just buy the new parts off the shelf and hire somebody to build it. Or, like I said, build from maybe an existing component. But because nobody was expecting that, not like a lot of people had these on order. Mazda Tricks always had some inventory. We sold a lot of these. KMR sold some too. And a lot of fellow shops relied on these. You could take a brand new block apart. It would have all new rotors, rotor housings, apex seals, side seals, bearings, everything brand new. And you could take that brand new motor apart, port it, polish it, hot rod it, or just run it as stock. But unfortunately, the combination of the massive price increase and limited availability has led to Mazda USA discontinuing this product as a part number. So it still may be available at that massive price increase around the world or through independent places. But to my knowledge right now, Mazda USA has stopped importing these blocks based on the price increase. And until a price increase is not only settled on, but also is what they consider reasonable, they won't be bringing any more of the FD blocks into the United States. So that means we have to rely on basically what's available, or just the parts availability. And I mean, yeah, that doesn't mean everybody needs to worry. It was a nice thing to buy these new motors, but for years we've used OEM parts to build motors, and that's primarily what my business is anyways, is rebuilding or building custom motors off of those OEM parts. And trust me, the OEM parts are still available. We've got everything we need to build an RX7 block for you if you're looking for an RX7 motor. And in a lot of cases, you'll have a used motor, and instead of giving that motor back to Mazda for the core exchange, which you would for a new motor, we can build off of those used components. It's very doable. So I just figured I would take a moment, had the opportunity to talk to Mazda Tricks about it, and it's unfortunate that we won't be seeing many more of these new motors coming into the US anytime soon. But for anybody who got one, for the shops that have them, and anybody looking for them, there's a few out there, and for the time being, they're rare and potentially good buys because they were all new parts. And I think that's a wrap. I hope everybody's enjoyed the little bit of information. Mazda Tricks allowing us to take a look at their new RX7 motors, as some of them are shipping out and some of them are awaiting new homes. Thank you for watching. We're going to keep those rotaries wrapping. KMR.